an escape route away from this tree. I'm sure my sugar's low. I can't even talk. It's a great feeling. It's a feeling of fulfillment. And that feels really good. It feels so good after being cooped up. I put off taking down this tree. Wow, and I don't like it. It's right in the center of the pond, in the creek. And it's creating a blockage. I don't like that at all. So I put off taking down this tree. It's right on the edge of the creek. And it is over 80 feet tall. So for my property, it's a very tall tree. It's an ash. It was not rotting. It was dead, but it was not necessarily rotting. I actually think it was dried out, and that's why it's cracked. If you look up there, you can see it broke some 25, 30 feet off the ground is where it snapped, and it's in the creek. Now, right now, it's not causing a blockage, but you can see that it will be. And I put off cutting down this tree because it's not an easy one to drop, and it's was surrounded by poison ivy. So I put off taking down that tree. Obviously you can see this tree's dead. But this is why I take these trees down, hundreds and hundreds of trees, is because they can end up just like that, potentially blocking the creek. The mess this tree's causing. You can see the water is flowing, but it is damp. It looks like there's a bird making a nest. Oh, I don't know what it's doing down there, feeding. So, goal is to clear out this brush. I'm going to try to use the clamshell of the combination bucket, grab this brush, and pull it out. I used to probably cut this with a chainsaw, and then pick it up by hand, but I have the machine. I'm going to use the machine to do it. And especially in this area, I have to remove, see the garbage that collects by the creek. What in the name of God is that? I don't know if an animal's making a nest in there, and I don't have a gun. So, I'm gonna come in this area, do the same thing, come in, grab it, pull the brush out the best I can, clear this area brush. I need an escape route when I cut this down. I may just let this fall into the creek and then grab it, hopefully grab it with the machine. We'll see how that plays out. And all this brush has to come out. Again, I got dead trees in here. I'm gonna try to keep the trees that are alive, and everything else is gonna be cleared out. I'm gonna make a brush pile someplace over there, and then later on move it to the street or to the fire pit. That was my first time using it. I would say it did pretty good. Again, it's not the machine, it's the operator. Okay, let's go in here and clean this out. I'm gonna start by taking this brush out. Teeth on the bucket are nice, no doubt about that. Okay, I'm gonna give you a different camera position and try to clean this up and take it out of here. get a look at the pond from the backside. Look at, or creek, I should say creek, not pond. I hope I can grab that. Looking at this tree, a lot of stuff above me. I think I'm just gonna let it fall. Oh, this is what this is. This is another tree that came by. I'm trying to figure out what this is. That's a root from another tree. That's two trees. One tree came down, and then so this tree cracked in half. Well, 3/4 of it, one in the creek. Then this other tree came down during the storm, and that's the root ball from it. Man, oh man. I still don't know how this is why I put off cutting this tree. I think I just got to try to let it fall in the creek and get it out with the let it fall in the creek and get it out with the excavator. And if I can't get it out of the creek, I'm gonna have to call the town. They might have to get it from his side. I'm not sure how I would grab the end of it with the excavator. I just don't know. I don't know how I would try to grab the end of it. I think if I come in, and look, I can't even get that close. I think I could come in here and grab the end of this one. Hopefully I can grab the end of it from here. Ideally, it'd be nice to lay it down right on the side of the creek and I can come in there and grab it. This tree is dead. I think I'm gonna take that out and take this brush out too. Let's grab that. Okay, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can push this tree over. Get you a shot of it. Okay, I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit with the track loader before, and I guess teeth are nice on this. I'm learning how to use them. Come in at an angle, the teeth down, and rip up the roots out of the ground, and then push it or grab it with the 4-in-1 bucket. So this area looks really good. This was poison ivy. My nephew Victor, I don't know, 6 summers ago, just got covered in poison ivy in this area of my property, and was not fun. So I don't know when poison ivy emerges. I wanted to get this cleared out of here and this tree down before the poison ivy starts to grow, and I really don't know what it looks like. Almost all these trees were dead, the rest were bushes, and now I have an escape route away from this tree. So I'm going to grade a little bit with a bucket, with a track loader, back drag it a little bit so it doesn't look like such a mess, and then I'm going to come in with the E42 excavator, and this is split. I don't think I'm going to chain it or strap it, but I may put the bucket on the back side of it, and it's going to fall into the creek, and I'm going to try to grab it out of the creek. We'll just see what I can do, okay? All right, let's get going. Marauders, I changed my mind. I am going to come in with the excavator and try to go up high and have the arm fall out far enough where if those small limbs fell, they'd hit the arm and not hit the cab. I'm gonna try to push this over into the creek and then pull it out. That might be the safest thing to do. So that's how I'm gonna proceed. That did not go as planned, and I am exhausted. I don't know if I'm gonna pull all these twigs out. Maybe leave that for another day, or maybe even the town. I'm so tired I can't even, I'm sure my sugar's low. I can't even talk. Got 2 trees out of the creek. This was the main tree. You can see it cracked during the blizzard. I'll cut this up into 3s and take it to the log pile to split. And this is the top of that tree that came down. And then over on the other side is the tree that, I'll show you. That one was right next to this one. And I didn't know what it was, the bottom of it. But that was the root ball. And that went down into the creek. You know, I am ready to fall on my face. Let's look at that. I am ready to fall on my face. But you know what? Those of you know, it's a great feeling. It's a feeling of fulfillment. And that feels really good. It feels so good after being cooped up all winter long, and the spring with this wet stuff, and it's going to turn muddy in a couple days. But I got that tree out. It's not inhibiting the flow of water. I'm almost debating, my machine cannot pull this tree out. I'm convinced of that after today. Maybe if my neighbor cut the end of it off when it falls on his side, I might have to look into renting a 15-ton machine. I don't know if a 15-ton machine could handle that. Anyways, I'm gonna clean this up. marauders, that's it. I'm worn out. I cleaned out the creek. A lot of little piles of debris that were in the creek. I cleaned it out. I'll maybe tomorrow or Monday I'll pick up the chain and I'll move these piles to another spot on my property, and I'll grade this out, the areas that got rutted up. But the creek is flowing again, and that's good. It actually looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's like a mirror. Didn't exactly go as planned, but improvise, adapt, overcome, right? Is that the saying? Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the channel. I hope to see you on the trail. Thank you. I didn't want to use chains. Broke out all the gear on this one.